So there it is, my friends, at the bottom middle of your screen. One of the two major problems with this car, this exceptional, wonderful car. As you can obviously tell, it's the all-new 2023 Acura Integra. I warn you now, fair warning. Two things, in fact. One, I'm having horrible audio problems. This is my fourth take, and I'm running out of time to get my work done. And two, this is going to be something of a train wreck of a video because, well, a number of things. One, I allow myself to be overly passionate about Honda and Acura products. I've been a massive fan of everything they do for the last 35 plus years. And at no other point, I think, that's not true, the NSX. Okay, at only one other point in Acura's history did I get really upset with the brand. Okay, so you see, let's elaborate on the Integra name. The Integra name itself, it's what it represents for the car enthusiast. For what I'm trying to say, I warned you, is that when the Integra first launched in the mid-1980s, what it did was create a segment in a way and reinvent it in another way. That's why it was so great. I mean, it sent automakers running back to their boardrooms to try and figure out, how can we make such a simple car be so extraordinary? And I'm talking about BMW and Audi and other high-class brands, premium brands. And throughout its history, up until 2001, until the RSX showed up in 2002, I mean, it created passion, it created excitement, it created expectations. When I was driving around in my modified Jetta and I saw a second-gen Integra, I was going to say ITR, that was wrong, a GS or whatever, I was jealous. Essentially, I was jealous because I knew it was a better car. It was more efficient, more reliable, it handled better, and it was, well, not quite prettier, but anyway, close enough. That's the Integra part. The other issue, which is related to one of Honda's own, look, the Honda Civic Si is itself an amazing small sport compact car. I mean, if I was really to boil it down in that segment, it may very well be, I know WRX is the first answer, but if you absolutely must have the greatest, most involving driving experience in the segment, it's the Civic Si. The WRX is the greatest bargain in the segment. And, well, bargain now applies to the Civic Si because although Honda has increased the pricing by $1,800, give or take, for the 2023 model year, this thing, as it sits, a indirect copy of the Civic Si is still about $7,000 cheaper. See, this is what's happening. If I just go back to the Integra thing, like I mentioned, expectations, and that's what it is. Had this car not had Integra stamped in the front bumper and the rear bumper, for that matter, and it was called the ILX, and maybe a little bit less expensive, it would be hands down not only the best bargain, not only the best driving and one of the best looking cars, but just the one car for about $38,000 to $40,000 to buy. More than even, now I'm going too far. It would have been exceptional because once getting into the car and driving it, it would have been the best ILX. And now it's just an Integra trying to rekindle the Integra. Actually, if I'm to be even more precise, this exact model, I don't know if you can see that on your screen, with 3 pedals is the one main issue because of the SI comparison. It's too easy to do, and then there's that $7,000 difference between the two. Even at its price point, the way it drives, I told you, it's a train wreck. This is a more interesting, compelling automobile than any Audi A3 or Benz CLA or whatever, because for drivers, people who actually remember the Integra in a way, which is twisted, this is not a car you can just, press the button and start and go. I mean, yes, you can just drive off, but you got to be with the car because of the manual transmission. But you get all that in the Civic Si, which is $7,000 cheaper. I'm really trying to contain myself here, and I hope the audio is good, because I'm going to stop the intro there because I haven't helped myself or all 6 of you. So we're going to do the walk around and then take it for a drive, because that's what this car is really all about. So yeah, please hang in there, and you know what to expect if you've seen 2 or 3 of my videos over the years. This is going to be another one like those ones, like the Civic Si review, for example. Anyhow, here we go. Alrighty then, if I gently tear into the 2023 Acura Integra, it's a 5-door hatchback. I mean, look, Acura couldn't very well just copy the Civic Si sedan and put Acura badges on it, right? So they had to take a hatchback body style, which is okay, because the first generation Integra between 86 and 89 did, well, I haven't seen one in decades, have a 5-door hatchback body style. Plus, it's premium. Now, apparently hatchbacks are premium, whereas they used to be the cheap entry-level models. But that's in a different lifetime, or a lifetime ago, I should say. Look, and as far as styling is concerned, when the pictures were first revealed of this car, its initial unveiling, it looked ridiculous. And I think I know what it is now. They did yellow, which is fine, Phoenix yellow, but it was the decals at the bottom of the door that said Integra that made it look like a toy. But this is no toy, my friends. This is a serious automobile, and the styling is really growing on me. There are elements that I don't like the front grille is a little bit odd. The way it juts out like that, I don't know why, it seems unnecessary, but there's one illusion from behind the steering wheel that makes it look like the hood is massive, which is kind of cool. The best angle is 3/4 rear. I'll keep walking around and give you more stuff. But yeah, keep an eye out open for that. So base price in the US for the 23 Integra is $30,800. Top trim A-Spec 6-speed manual is $35,800. In Canada, base price $34,350. That includes, I'll throw that in right now, heated seats, 17-inch wheels, 7-inch display, remote starting, Apple CarPlay, Android Auto, 10.2-inch digital IP. That's it. That's the angle. Actually, no. There it is. On my phone, it looks kind of odd, but it's really good, I promise you. LED lights all around, and a continuously variable, I can't even say it, continuously variable transmission with the 1.5 liter turbocharged 4-cylinder engine. At the other end of the spectrum is the Elite A-Spec for $42,550, and that's with the CVT or with the 6-speed manual transmission. And that's the car you're staring at right now. Just throwing it out there. Okay, so a 2022 Civic Si, the car I reviewed, retailed for $33,750. For 2023, because why not, the pricing has gone up to $35,130 for a total difference of, Showcase Showdown, it's $1,380 more. Honda can do it, it's a Civic Si, it's all good. But you see the differences specification-wise, like the real stuff, like tangible stuff. The Integra has heads-up display, ELS audio system over a Bose audio system. Neither really important if you ask me. And the key difference, the adaptive dampers. So $7,120 Nope, 400, almost 7,500 bucks more for this. Yeah. But what do you get with this? Well, the aforementioned heads-up display, adaptive dampers, 18-inch wheels, ultra suede and leatherette seats, 9-inch display, the ELS audio, wireless charging, and a wireless Apple CarPlay and Android Auto. And this model, 3 pedals with the LSD, but none of all that autonomous driving safety. Well, only limited pieces because it's manual and not automatic. Is there more to say? Is there more to say? I guess that's it. I've done what, like 19 laps? I can't even tell anymore. I still think it looks good. The white is good. Okay, so tour time. Hatchback, 688 liters of trunk space. That is a lot of trunk, my friends, but that's not really important. Because it's a Civic, it has loads of room in the back. I mean, I won't get in, but that's just tremendous. I mean, you can sit 3 of your friends across the back and they will be happy. Yes, in rear, second row heated seats. Now, here we go. So the front seats, the leatherettes and the suede, they are beautiful to look at, wonderful to touch, but if you watch, the bolstering is thick, yeah, but it's not as aggressive as in the Civic Si. So that's kind of telling you it wants to be a little bit more posh and a little bit less sporty, but it just can't happen that way because this is a Civic Si. Ooh, okay, what else? I mean, fit finish is beautiful. It's all Honda stuff. Here, let's just go inside and zoom out. That's annoying, but that's just me. Okay, let's put that in neutral. So there's your 10.2-inch IP. There's your 9-inch touchscreen display. Might as well go straight there. So that's your individual, and you can customize it by holding it. There we go. Or I think there was a little button at the top there. So this is how I have it laid out: sport, normal, comfort, suspension, steering, and the engine. Otherwise, well, this is the IDS. You got normal, sport, and comfort. I'll tell you more about that in a few moments. There's your wireless charger, storage. I mean, it's lovely inside. It's beautiful. I mean, the fit finish, as I said, the materials, the craftsmanship, and visibility is actually pretty good. You have this nice little opening there, heads-up display, and you know what? I'm done. Let's just go for a drive. There's always a light, so there's no point in putting this off any longer. What I'm about to say, and look, I brought it up I don't know how many times so far already. It's gonna sound like a backhanded insult, you know, kick to the groin for the Integra, but it behaves like a Civic Si. That is endorsement. That is a compliment. That is telling Acura that, well, you know, the base is so damn good that you nailed it. And there are many reasons as to why that is. But I mean, like the Civic Si, I feel so connected to this car. I feel like I have such a personal relationship to the car. And all I want to do is thrash it constantly because that's what this car is designed to do. And it does it so well, so well. Oh, it's so good. I mean, look, his steering is wonderful. I think I said something like 85 or 90% of what the Type R steering is, and that applies here as well. Brakes a little bit disappointing. I was expecting a little bit more initial brake pedal response, but otherwise it's still very good. The performance is there, of course. I mean, but this, the manual transmission, it's Honda. It's so wonderful. It's magical. like legends have already been written about this shifter, the throws, the mechanical feel, the involvement. I mean, this has got S2000 and generations of SIs and Type Rs, and be that Acura and even Type S and all. It's just all rolled into one, and it's all there, and its pedal placement is fantastic. For the heel and toe, it has a rev match, blah blah blah. But you know, at the very top, you can just toggle big toe, small toe, or you can do the full rotation. It works superbly well. But it's how excitable this car. Maybe that's me. Maybe I'm the one that's excitable. There's a little bit of rev hang when you do a very quick shift, but whatever, it's fine. It doesn't matter. I guess that's the good time to bring. Well, two things remain. In fact, two differences. One medium, one bigger. Over the Civic Si that have to be brought up. One I touched on, it's the adaptive dampers. I've been doing most of my driving in normal because, well, it's simply put, it's ideally balanced across the range. Throttle response, steering input, and the damper settings. I mean, comfort is nice, but I have barely used it except for programming my individual drive mode, which I've used many times, and might as well just use it right now. Main difference being that the dampers are in comfort and the engine is in sport. All right, Corolla, go right ahead. And no matter what drive mode, the other difference is that turbocharged 1.5 liter 4-cylinder engine, same as the SI. 200 horsepower, 6,000 RPM, 192 pound-feet of torque from 1,800 to 5,000 RPM. It does exactly what the SI did. No, that's not a surprise. Where it feels extremely strong immediately, and it pulls. But then, despite only the 5,000 to 6,000 RPM drop, almost nothing happens between 45 and 6 kind of. Nothing is, I'm shortchanging it, but what I'm trying to say is that, say, if this is the SI's curve, then the Type R, the A-Specs Integra is like 10% higher the whole time through. It's almost as though it makes a little bit more power. I can't say for sure. I'd have to drive them back to back to see if there's a real difference, concrete difference between the two. But SI or this, I mean, all I want to do is thrash this car. I may have just said it, I get so involved in everything that's going on in this car. So I did the dampers, the ride quality, the handling is great, the brakes. Okay. The issue, which I love about this car, but will be an issue for most potential buyers, is that, like the SI, it's not for everyone. The noise in here is omnipresent, be it road noise, wind noise, or pumped-in exhaust and intake noises. It's just non-stop. And you gotta work to get this car to work. You know, you gotta be into it. I mean, this is not, I brought them up, the A3 or a CLA. 2 Series, maybe, you know, I'm not driven a 230, but it can't be like this. And that's a good thing. I'm already at 60. See, it's not going to be like this. And the thing is that kudos to the very few, although, I mean, the take rate is strong for this, but that's going to taper off also, you know, once the novelty wears off. The take rate is strong for this car, but the CVT will eventually win out in volume. I am certain of it. And it will only because it'll be for the $35,000 or $38,000 version with more equipment and the automatic transmission, which won't be as volatile or involving or just sensory overloading as this version. And those who buy this version are just going to absolutely enjoy the car. Just don't line up against an SI, because you're going to be sorely disappointed that you paid $7,000 more. Even if you start, well, my seats have suede in them, or, I have heads-up display or whatever. Like I said, it's too expensive, and or the Civic Si, but the Civic Si only because of the manual transmission. I might eventually drive a CVT equipped one. I'm not sure, but it's not for nothing why, all the press units are manual transmission cars, because they're just that much more exciting and more Integra-like. Bottom line, this car is absolutely incredible. I love it. I knew I was gonna love it, but I didn't know I was gonna love it. But I still would never get one because of the price. A Civic Si, however, even at $35,000, oh goodness. Yeah, that's it. Done. Bye-bye.